but was focused on Daisy that time. And Roderick Strong took full advantage of the situation, hit that combination of maneuvers with the Gibson driver to cap it off and earn himself the victory here in Fourth Quarter Survival. Let's take a look at how we got to the point of Ladder War 2 in Ring of Honor.
It is my privilege to bring to you the American Wolf.
American Wolves, we're gonna beat your asses.
You like to talk the talk, but you cannot back it up.
Me and Eddie, we're dominators.
Because people like me, Kevin, beat people like you. That's what I do, fat boy.
I will put you down again. I will devour you, and I will dominate you.
Ever since the Wolves took the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles from us, we've been climbing our way back up the tag team ranks in Ring of Honor. The climb is over because we're finally gonna reach our goal, and that's the Ring of Honor Tag Team title.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall to a finish, and it is for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. This match will be contested under Ladder War rules, meaning simply there are no rules. The only way to obtain victory is to grab the championship belt hanging above the ring. Introducing first, the challengers, at a combined weight of 437 pounds, the team of the generic Luchador, El Generico, and Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen.
Two of only 4 men to have participated in a ladder war previously here in Ring of Honor. We've seen in Generico against the Briscoes back at the Man Up pay-per-view.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 422 pounds. They are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, the American Wolves!
Well, bad luck for Shane Hagedorn as he walks underneath the ladder.
Wise move on Davey Richards' part, calling Hagedorn to move the ladder out of the way. No walking underneath for the Wolves. They need all the luck that they can get considering the shape of the arm of Eddie Edwards after last night. Smacked in the head with a steel chair courtesy of Kevin Steen as he was going for a dive through the ropes and crashed down with all of his body weight on his arm. Fractured the elbow. He's got it bandaged up, but he's still going to compete in Ladder War 2.
Part of a champion, Razak. Eddie Edwards could have just phoned it in. He could have said, guys, I need to get surgery. I'm done for the weekend.
Doctors told him you're in no condition to participate in any sort of athletic competition, much less a fight. But he doesn't care. The belts are on the line, and he's going to give it all he's got alongside Davey Richards.
The bone by his elbow splintered away and even severed a partial chunk of that elbow. He's in no condition to wrestle, but he's a maniac. Look at him.
He doesn't care. He wants to hold on to those belts. He doesn't want to make any excuses. They're going at it right now.
Fast and furious from the get-go. The bell has sounded. We have ourselves a ladder war.
You know, we said after just how brutal that first ladder war was, that the match with this stipulation would never happen again in Ring of Honor. But the battles between these 4 men, post-match attacks going after the knees of both Steen and Generico, as well as the Briscoes in recent months, it came down to this. A ladder war will determine who is worthy of being World Tag Team Champions tonight.
You like it?
Oh, he muscles him over. Not very characteristic of El Generico.
I'm gonna rip out your fucking face!
And meanwhile, on the other side of the ring, Kevin Steen going to work on Eddie Edwards. Generico joins him. Looks like they're going to double team the injured man. Question is, will they focus on that arm that they know is a weakness, or will they be good sportsmen and stay away from that arm?
Oh, what do you think? He broke his elbow in the first place. He's not going to focus on that at all. What they should focus on is getting the ladder in the ring and getting the belts, right?
That is the object of the match, yes. But they are dishing out punishment here rather than going for the ladders right away. You have to really weaken your opponents to the point that they are down and you can actually get the ladder inside the ring and climb to retrieve the belts. And Eddie Edwards firing back with his one good arm on Kevin Steen and Generico. Oh, and a boot to the midsection and Generico back on top.
One thing I want all the viewers at home to realize is Ladder War isn't just a fancy name for Ring of Honor's ladder matches. For ROH to sanction this match, you have to be embroiled in such an intense feud. That's why it's called a ladder war. It's not a ladder match, Dave. It is a ladder war. Take a look at what happened between Steen, Generico, and the Briscoe brothers in Chicago.
It was a match that took such a physical toll on all four men involved. That is why they said it would never happen again. It's inhumane to even expect competitors to be in a match like this, but it came down to these stipulations between these four competitors, and we do have a ladder inside the ring now. Generico going to use it as a weapon, though, first. Right to the midsection of Eddie Edwards. Not going to go for the belts just yet. He's going to use it as a weapon. We've seen it used as weapons on so many occasions between these four men. Those street fights in Boston, both last night and at the previous Boston show, never say die.
Now, the dangerous thing about these matches, if you put that ladder up and you start to climb too soon, you run the risk of getting knocked off and injured, landing on your head in the ring, falling on an ankle.
Davey Richards trying to fight his way out of that corner, but the ladder just thrown right at his face.
2-on-1 does not work out for Davey Richards. Oh!
And Eddie Edwards feels the pain of that ladder colliding with his midsection, his bad arm, his good arm. And Kevin Steen setting up the ladder. He's going to go for the belts.
No, I tell you what, that ladder is not strong enough to hold Kevin Steen on. That's
what are you trying? Is it tall enough? Is a good question.
It's not tall enough. It's not. It's going to buckle at any moment. Oh,
and there's Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards was just saving Kevin Steen from taking a horrible fall. That's all that was.
That could be the case, but also saving the belts.
Oh.
It's the American Wolves trying to hold on to those titles despite the odds, with basically a healthy Davey Richards and a one-armed man in Eddie Edwards in this contest. Kevin Steen being kept in the corner right now by Eddie Edwards. Davey Richards takes that ladder down.
Oh, right into the guardrail. Shoulder first. His elbow definitely made contact. I don't know how much that padding is actually helping. Oh, back suplex on the ladder. Have you ever been suplexed onto a ladder, Dave?
Absolutely not, and I know that you have.
Unfortunately, it is excruciating pain.
And now with both of the American Wolves neutralized for the moment, El Generico going to try to climb this ladder.
It's not tall enough, you doofus.
I don't know, maybe he's standing on the top and then he jumps.
Yeah, that sounds very safe.
Not safe with that chair.
Oh!
Right across the back. The ladder topples over, and the Wolves doing a good job of making sure that they don't allow Generico or Steen to climb to the top of that ladder and come anywhere near the World Tag Team title belts.
Here comes Kevin Steen. Big haymaker right across the face of Eddie Edwards.
Generico now with Edwards, sends him into the ropes. Drop toe hold.
Oh, he's got the ladder on him. We've seen this combination move many times into a leg drop to the back of the head. Here it is. Front flip leg drop. Incredible accuracy for a man of his girth.
And that's not just the body weight of Steen crashing down on him, but he's got that ladder sandwiched between Steen and himself, doing even more damage. Out to the floor goes Edwards. I'd be surprised if he can even get up after that. He's got the one arm, and then all of the body weight of Kevin Steen crashing down on your head with the ladder for good measure. The World Tag Team titles are in jeopardy, but rather than setting up the ladder to go for the belts, they're out to the floor to dish out some more punishment. If
they were smart, they'd get the big ladder in the ring, because that's the only way you're going to get that belt is using the big ladder, and that's the only ladder that's going to be able to sustain the weight of Kevin Steen.
Well, Generico and Davey Richards inside the ring, Generico with the ladder. Meanwhile, Kevin Steen and Eddie Edwards on the floor. Davey tried to protect himself as he saw that ladder being thrown toward his head. Who's going to get the advantage here? Eddie back inside the ring.
Back body drop onto the ladder. It breaks the ladder and potentially breaks Generico.
Yeah, his back collided with that ladder and bent it in half. So much for that ladder. Nobody's going to be climbing that one.
If the body weight of Generico broke that ladder, like I said, Dave, Kevin Steen.
Yeah, it couldn't withstand.
No way. No way, buddy. No way, buddy. Maybe in 2004.
Are those handcuffs? Shane Hagedorn handing handcuffs.
That a boy, Shane.
To Davey Richards. Well, that's a good way to prevent someone from knocking over a ladder, stopping you from grabbing the belts. Well, we've got a one-armed Eddie Edwards and now a no-armed Kevin Steen. Kind of evening the odds a little bit.
Backing him to the corner, Davey Richards is going to town. Here comes that busted ladder right into the midsection. I see it coming. Oh! Not able to deflect that in any way with his hands. Kevin Steen just prone for an attack.
And Hagedorn going underneath the ring for more weaponry. As the American Wolves keeping Kevin Steen down in the corner. Generico, not handcuffed. He's going to fly.
He misses one, but he hits the other.
We've got that table inside the ring. Generico's a house of fire inside the ring.
Leg lariat connects with the face of Eddie Edwards.
But how much damage can Generico do against two men all by himself?
Hitting the ropes. Oh, popped up into the alarm clock. German suplex super kick right into the table, breaking the table in half. It is good night, El Generico.
The Wolves need to get those ladders, get the big ladder inside the ring, and climb for those belts. They've got both of the challengers neutralized at the moment. Rather than grab the ladder, go for the belts, they want to exact some payback. Kevin Steen with that chair, smacking Eddie Edwards last night in the head with the chair, causing him to come crashing down on his own arm.
And Davey Richards has the chain. The same chain I'm sure that they used in Boston in their street fight.
Oh, it's time for some payback from the Wolves.
Wrapping that chain around his foot.
Well, Eddie Edwards holds Steen in position.
I think we're going to see the rapid-fire kicks to the face, to the ugly, grotesque face of Kevin Steen. Oh! Ow, right again.
Just brutality out of the American Wolves. It's beyond the World Tag Team titles at this point. It's just about revenge. Wrapping the chain around the throat of Kevin Steen. His arm still handcuffed behind his back.
Kick right to the face. And more importantly, rolling backwards onto his binded hands. That's gotta...
It is all American Wolves. And Eddie Edwards looking up at the belts, but I don't think that they're as important as hurting Kevin Steen at this point.
This is a ladder war.
Emphasis on the war. The belts certainly are on the line, but when you're Eddie Edwards and you know that you are going to be sidelined for probably a period of several months.
Oh, headbutt.
To allow that arm to heal, this is his opportunity to do some damage before he's on the shelf.
Kicks him in the midsection. Davey Richards follows up with a kick of his own.
Oh,
Kevin
low.
Steen goes low with that kick.
But Eddie Edwards, he's got the ladder set up inside the ring. He's going to go for the belts right now. He has this chance, but Kevin Steen
using his body to the large body of Kevin Steen knocking that ladder over.
Yakuza kick from Generico. And one for Davey Richards as well.
El Generico using his momentum to take out both of the Wolves.
Checking on Kevin Steen. Generico, the only man on his feet.
He's going after Hagedorn. He wants the keys to those handcuffs. If he can get a hold of him.
It could be the key to victory if he can free his partner from those handcuffs.
Oh, punches him right in the face. Hagedorn was just minding his own business out there.
With handcuffs, minding his own business.
Yeah, but they're just evening the odds. Last night, he was attacked in the locker room, Eddie Edwards, and during the match, he was injured viciously. All they were doing is evening the odds. Kevin Steen is free.
Will we see two-time World Tag Team Champions crowned if they can climb that ladder and retrieve the belts?
It's not looking good for the Wolves right now, and Kevin Steen doesn't even care about putting the ladder up. He just wants some retribution.
Yeah, he was defenseless for the past several minutes of the match with his hands handcuffed behind his back, and now that he's free, he wants to do some damage first before even going for the belts. This rivalry is about hatred more so than the championships. We have a red-hot tag team division here in Ring of Honor, but what it comes down to is just who is the more sadistic of these two tag teams at the end of the night. Not necessarily which is the best tag team wrestlers. We've got another ladder being set up by El Generico, Kevin Steen with another table set up by El Generico and Steen with another table slid inside the ring. Trying to get all of these weapons put in proper position to do whatever they have in mind for their opponents.
And this is not their first ladder war, Dave. We spoke about that earlier. They clearly have something in mind right now.
They learned from previous experience in that matchup against the Briscoes. And they want to use maybe the height of that ladder to drive the American Wolves through these tables.
I think the key to this match, Dave, is going to be the elbow of Eddie Edwards. Obviously, I mean, I'm not making a profound statement here, but if any more damage gets done to that elbow, Eddie Edwards becomes a non-factor, and then it's up to Davey Richards. Oh, as the chair goes right across the face.
Damage to his head with a steel chair, plus the elbow. They're putting a table up on top of that ladder. Stretched between the barricade and the ring apron.
What is going on?
They have something sadistic in mind for the Wolves. And they are determined to put them through these tables.
Michinoku driver from El Generico. Eddie Edwards comes too. Ooh.
It's a forearm from Kevin Steen and another. Edwards firing back. Off the ropes he comes.
Drops him up into the ladder.
Back first. And now Steen, what's he doing? Firing himself and his partner up as well as these fans. And Davey Richards placed on top of the table. Took too much time.
Both men go flying off into the ropes. Hot shot.
Well, Davey Richards realized the position that both he and his partner were in and did what it takes to save themselves. Climbed over that ladder and hot-shotted both of the challengers.
And you have to think, not only did they land on the top rope, but they both have weakened knees. And falling from that height onto the ring.
Oh, weakened knees.
Speaking of,
chair shot right to that knee, courtesy of Kevin Steen.
We saw Bryan Danielson last night go over the ankle of Davey Richards. I don't know if it has any effect on him right now, but that chair shot could not have helped matters.
Not at all. And to the second rope goes Richards. He's got a hold of Steen.
Tornado DDT to the table on the floor. I didn't even see that table there. Taking both men out of commission. El Generico is going to make the climb for victory, it appears.
He's climbing for those belts.
It's a long climb.
Again, the question is that ladder tall enough to reach the belts? Or do they need that giant ladder in the entranceway? It is Generico and Davey Richards both climbing on opposite sides of the ladder now. Exchanging shots as tables await below. Back and forth they go. Both hanging on for dear life.
Here comes Eddie Edwards rolling under the bottom rope. Fortunately, he has the wherewithal to counter this maneuver. El Generico, his arms are not long enough to reach to those belts.
Eddie Edwards, you gotta think, just trying to stop Generico at this point from climbing to the top.
Oh, could we see another sunset bomb attempt by Generico? It looks like he's in position for it, but Eddie Edwards rattling off some headbutts. Is he going to try a brainbuster on the top of the ladder?
What is Generico thinking?
Managing to counter. Going for another one. Back body drop through the table. From 12 feet in the air, El Generico is down. The ring is a mess.
These wrestlers are a mess. Crashing through the table from 12 feet high. El Generico. Kevin Steen's got a chair. Edwards ducks. Super kicks the chair into Kevin Steen.
Perhaps opening up that laceration a bit more. He had a small cut on his head from when he was handcuffed behind his back.
And who would have thought at this point in the matchup, this deep into a ladder war, the guy who came in with only one good arm would be the only one on his feet.
Defying the odds with the heart of a champion, Eddie Edwards.
Showing exactly what he is made of and why the American Wolves are the best tag team in professional wrestling today. And the gigantic ladder now being brought inside the ring by Shane Hagedorn. That's certainly tall enough to reach the belts.
Absolutely.
Davey Richards back on his feet, out on the floor, as Edwards trying to set that ladder up to climb for the title belts. Generico trying to inch his way back inside the ring and get back to his feet.
He dives through the ladder! Hitting a tope con hilo. I don't know if that's bad luck, but here comes Kevin Steen, and that's bad luck for Eddie Edwards. Chair shot.
And Steen now getting the ladder in proper position.
Finally, Kevin Steen has found a ladder capable of holding his weight up.
And the height to reach the belts. The ladder placed directly below the title belts. Kevin Steen now gonna climb.
Now you have to do a lot of consulting in your brain before you climb one of these ladders, because you know there's only
Look at Eddie
there's only
Edwards!
2 ways down, and that is one. Going through all the plunder on the floor is Kevin Steen, breaking a table, breaking a ladder, and breaking potential bones all throughout his body. Kevin Steen, I think, is out of this match. I don't see him coming back.
If Eddie Edwards was looking for some payback on Kevin Steen for the broken elbow, that possibly was it. He may have broken a few body parts on Kevin Steen just shoving that ladder over. And now going for the belts, looking to retain the championships for the Wolves. Eddie Edwards, a one-armed man, fighting through this ladder war, going for those titles.
Making his way up slowly but surely.
Generico climbs inside the ring, now trying to climb up the other side of the ladder. Who's going to get to the belts first?
El Generico rushing up that ladder. He met him.
Several shots from Generico. Edwards with headbutts.
The belts are within reach for both men.
Generico sliding down. Edwards has got his hand on one of the belts. Generico reaching himself. It's anybody's ball game.
Who's gonna get it, Dave? There's Davey Richards, perhaps coming to save the day.
He's got a chair in hand. Generico very close.
His leg has been pulled through by Eddie Edwards.
Chair shot to the back of Generico.
It wasn't a very damaging one, but it knocked him backwards enough that a Boston Crab is now being applied through the ropes by Eddie Edwards, and Davey Richards is climbing his way up top.
The bad knee of El Generico stretched through the ladder, and the belt's now being retrieved.
And Davey Richards has the belt, and we have winners.
The American Wolves retain the World Tag Team titles.
Here are your winners, and still Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the American Wolves!
See this motherfucker.